Video games have evolved throughout the years from a pastime entertainment to a multi-million medium, now competing with movies. Many games have captivated us, won over our hearts and changed the way we perceive aspects of real life. But with the good comes the dark, and there are always those who decide to dig deeper than the ones who'd rather keep things hidden want. Whether you decide to believe them or not, here are my top 10 creepy game theories. Number 10. Final Fantasy VIII. Squall is dead. Memorable characters in the Final Fantasy franchise include the ever-stoic characters Cloud Strife, Squall Leonhardt, Vincent Valentine. I could go on, but we'd be here forever. Squall is our main focus of this fan theory. Many believe that Squall is actually dead, and about half of the game is just his elaborating dream while he's passing on. At the end of the first disc, while fighting the boss, you are impaled by an ice shard at the end scene. When you switch your discs, Squall wakes up with no wound from the battle, and everyone goes about their business as usual. As the game goes on, the setting then changes from simple fantasy to outer space fantasy. Finally, once the game itself has been completed, you get to see Squall's life flash by. This almost confirms the idea that he has died, and this is his life passing him by as he is finally dying. But what makes this eerie is that many say they have seen an image of Squall without a face in the end credits. Number 9. Polybius. Polybius is a myth game that is so infamous that it made a guest appearance on an episode of The Simpsons. Polybius is an arcade machine that originated in Oregon in the early 80s. Its gaming features were simple in the idea that it was a maze-like shooter. Where it gets all the hype, however, is that there were reports that if you played the game for more than 10 minutes, it would cause some serious health issues. Some people reported the usual nausea and headaches, but there were also cases of blackouts, amnesia, even night terrors. Also, some reported that some players committed suicide just after playing Polybius. Rumours spread that the game was government controlled and that it was an experiment, not even a video game. No one has actually ever found an arcade cabinet for this game, so it cannot be confirmed if it really ever existed. Number 8. World of Warcraft Hidden Dungeon. In the ever-popular online RPG, there have been some developed areas that have been abandoned and closed off to the general public. But glitches, bless their coding, allows you to find what was being developed. In a certain area of the game, there is an abandoned mine that is full of tunnels. Inside these tunnels, you can find the upside-down sinners. And it looks like just as it sounds. People hanging from chains, upside down with no hands or eyes. Why they scrapped the project is unknown. Number 7. Animal Crossing New Leaf. In Animal Crossing, you live in a village full of talking animals and do chores for them to get rid of your never-ending debt. And there is no goal, no objective. You do it because you like the game. But what if that's not really what's going on? What if that turtle whom you owe so much debt to is actually a mythological creature based on a Japanese lore that kidnaps children? In Japan, there is a creature named Kappa that kidnaps children and drowns people for the purpose of drinking their blood and eating their livers to gain their life force. So, when you're completing your next task for Cap'n, there is no escape for your newfound home. Number 6. Portal. GLaDOS. GLaDOS, the villain in Portal and Portal 2, is a very complex character. She is a robot, yet there is a human component to her, and when you first see her, you can't help but feel like something is off, that she is rather alive. Maybe it's the way she looks. The creators admit that she was designed to look like an upside-down version of Botticelli's Rise of Venus, built out of wire and machinery. But that doesn't quite hit the nail on the head. When you look at GLaDOS from an angle, you can then see it. She looks like a woman hanging, bound, blindfolded and gagged all upside down. So, when you next see GLaDOS and she is making her smart, angry quips at you, remember, there could have been a woman trapped, trying to get you to set her free. Number 5. Fallout 3. Fallout 3 is an open-world RPG post-apocalyptic game. The running theory is that this game is going to predict our future. It uses Morse code and crypted hidden messages within the game radio stations, and if you have the time, you can decode them while in the game. Many have claimed they have heard one of the DJs on the radio talking about how the Queen has died today. If you take the time to decode the message along with the set numbers followed in Morse code, it is said the Queen will die on March 19th, 2014. This would have been very creepy if the date had not already been passed. Number 4. Luigis Haunted Mansion, Hanging Shadow. In his own spin-off series game, Luigi's Mansion, Luigi is hunting ghosts. That itself should give you a tip-off that some spooky stuff is going to happen, but nothing of the sinister nature. But there is a glitch that people are claiming to be quite sinister in nature. In one part of the game, you are standing in the attic. The room is dark, and only the flash of lightning is what illuminates the room. And there, you see your shadow, but not on the floor where it should be. No, Luigi's shadow is posed in the air as if he had just hung himself. Is this a glitch, or was it intended to spook you in a more darker sense than the game intended? Number 3. Final Fantasy VII, Cloud Kills Aerith. During the Final Fantasy VII game, Sephiroth stabs Aerith while she's praying in the garden. This, of course, triggers a dramatic cutscene. The theory that when the sword impales her, it simply damages her organs and paralyzes her. There was no bloodshed, and it directly went through her spine, so theoretically it could work, right? Through those graphics, who knows? Next is the real shocker. Could Cloud have killed Aerith as he laid her to rest? When he put her into the pool of water? Did he drown her unknowingly? Number 2. Portal. The weighted companion cube has a person inside. The companion cube, everyone's favourite inanimate object. Who could hate such a cute thing, with its cute little pink heart in the centre of every side? Portal made you grow attached to this object due to the non-threatening interaction with it. And since there is no other people around to interact with, no other sound or voice aside from GLaDOS, you befriend the cube. During the time you carry around your companion, GLaDOS keeps reminding you not to listen to it, and hints that it can, in fact, talk. At one point, to move on, you must incinerate the companion cube. When you do this, you get an achievement called Fracticide, which basically means killing one's brother. This raises red flags for one to think that it is filled with old test subjects that did not pass or survive. In the Portal comics, the main character only survives because it listens to the companion cube's advice. Listening to his hallucinations saved his life. But really, are they actual hallucinations or whispers of other members determined to get him free from the building that has imprisoned them all? And number 1. Kill Switch. Kill Switch was a survival horror game which you could choose between 2 characters to play, a girl or an invisible demon. This game had a limited amount of copies, and once the game was completed, it would delete itself from your hard drive. The goal of the game was pretty simple: navigate through the coal mine infested with coal monsters and demons. In the early 2000s, a copy of the game was being sold on eBay and was sold for over $700,000. It was bought by a man from Japan who planned on having a playthrough of the game and sharing it on YouTube. But the only thing ever posted from him was a minute-long video of him staring at his computer, crying. Like I said, whether you choose to believe these or not, it seems that people don't spout these theories without some sort of basis to come off. Anyway, if you have any theories that I missed, let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching and goodbye. Throughout the many years Mario has been about, he's been in hundreds of games, too many to keep up with everything he's done, so here are 10 facts you may not know about Mario.